Hey everybody! Hey Mary, I'm so glad you're here. Hey Shauna. Hey everybody that's on the radio and later on YouTube. I really thank you so much for joining me tonight. This is a momentous occasion in my life. This will be the last broadcast from this room right here in Brooklyn, where Glenn and I have lived for over 20 years. So, in case you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm cleaning out this is my very last trip. So I'm cleaning out everything and taking the last few things with me that I want to take. Of course, one is this computer and these paintings. So I will be moving this coming Friday for good, and I will not be returning to this apartment. And I'm saying it very carefully all of this way because there's so much emotion that's happening around it, which I'm sure many of you have experienced in your lives with the passing of a loved one, clearing out their home. It's quite a thing. Of course, I went through that with my mother when she passed. And this was different with Glenn, of course, just because of our, intense love for each other and our constant companionship. And I know many of you know how that feels to lose someone like that. And so this has been a real time of all kinds of emotions, a lot of fear, however, a lot of celebration, a lot of understanding that I am not alone and friendless. Wow. I mean, the support of this community is amazing. And I love, love, love each and every one of you. It's so thrilling to be able to get up every morning and come to meditation and see so many of you and share with you. When I'm from now on, I'll be sharing from Vermont in that nice view that I have there in the mornings. And just to be able to pop into the sanctuary almost any time during the day, during the week, and find somebody here that I can talk to has really healed me in major, major ways. All of you that listen on YouTube and respond, thank you. You've helped me so much. And all of my friends here in New York City have come to my aid and have been so supportive. I am completely surrounded by love and supported by love. And I know that. And thank you. So today I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate a new chapter. I'm moving forward and celebrate the love that Glenn and I shared in this apartment. So, let's start with the meditation. Today is interesting because as I follow A Course in Miracles workbook every day, I find myself in a review. So today's review lesson is lesson 203, and it starts out with, I am not a body, I am free. I am still as God created me. And then the actual lesson we're reviewing for today is 183. I call upon God's name and on my own. And I find this really an intriguing lesson that I don't think I've dug into very deeply. And I want to do that with you today. And so in our opening meditation here, I'm going to read the lesson during our opening meditation. And then later on, after some music and whatever, I'm going to go back to lesson 183 and just read through that and explore that with you. Um, ah, there's something so juicy about it, and as many times as I've read it, I really think that I haven't dug into it as much as I'd like to today. So we'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to ring the bell and evoke some contemplation here. Oh, it is with great joy and great, I don't know, steadfastness, I think is the right word. I celebrate today this circle of love that we are co-creating together here in the Awakening Together Sanctuary, knowing that together we are awakening. We are not alone and friendless. We are all here together for each other. Sangha is the new guru. We listen to each other. We hear what each other's wisdom is. It awakens a spark in us and gives us such strength to carry on in our day-to-day lives. I am not a body. I am free. I am still as God created me. Lesson 183. I call upon God's name and on my own. The name of God is my deliverance from every thought of evil and of sin, because it is my own as well as his. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. Let's just take a few moments in the silence to contemplate that. And as we know, in the stillness, there is hope. It lights the way as we travel far to our certain goal of oneness with love. Blessed be. And so it is. Let things be exactly as they are. You can't change me, and you can't change God. Let things be exactly as they are, and you and me will everything is for, unless I listen to that still small voice telling me this simple truth, that everything is for my good. Let things be exactly as they are. You can't change me, and you can't change God. No, you can't change God. Let things be exactly as they are. And you and me will live in peace. I'm not a body, not this body that you see. I am as God created me. We are all one family, and it's possible to live in peace. So let things be exactly as they are. You can't change me, and you can't change God. Let things be exactly as they are. You and me will live in peace. Kumbaya. Oh, thank you. Wow. Well, here we are today. The only time is the present. Oh, Connie's here and Auntie's here. Hi, y'all. Thanks for dropping in. So, let's see. So, it's funny as I've been contemplating the lesson 183, I call upon God's name and on my own. And of course, it's showing up again in the review for today. Oh, Ozzy says, great time. Yo, yay, thank you. I'm glad. I call upon God's name and on my own. Well, the first thing that came to mind and that I contemplated was, well, what is God's name? And right, and so then, of course, it is my own, it is your own, but in addition to, I was thinking about, all the names that the different faith paths use for this word that we call God, for this power that we call God, for this that flows through us. And what kept coming back to mind most often for me was the mantra Ad Gorena Me, which I've sung for you many times, but today, in light of I call upon God's name and on my own, I want to play it again. For one thing, is because I just recorded it. So one thing that's happened on my visit here back to New York for this time is that I started finally getting my album recorded that I've been trying to get started here for a couple of years. And we recorded 4 songs. Ad Gorena Me, and the three of my brand new songs that you guys have witnessed me develop, which one is I Rest in God. The other one is, I call it Defenselessness. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. Yeah. So I recorded that one. And I recorded this very brand new one that actually came to me last week, and I sang it for the first time on this program last week, which has developed, and I think it really came out really well, and so we recorded that too. These have been on my heart and mind, and it just keeps coming. Spirit is just, you know, my producer said he's also very like on the same wavelength with this big open heart, and he goes, I'm just getting from Spirit that you're going to do 12 songs, and so that's our that's what we think is going to happen, and we're both just like open to however this develops, which is really, really cool. So we put these 4 songs down, and he's working on the production values and all of that. The last song is called Trust, and it's based on I trust my brothers who are one with me. So as I was thinking about today's topic, I call upon God's name on my own, I decided I wanted to play Ad Glen Ganaway for you again, because listen to, when it gets to the English translation, obviously, it's easier to understand. But listen to how it describes God and the names that it says, that it uses for God. I think it's really, really cool, the English translation, of course. And, you know, in Islam, which is something that we really enjoy together, is studying, me and Glenn, there are 99 names for God, and we used to have them all written on a piece of furniture here. We had painted them on our pantry. And it was so cute because we actually have a mosque in the bottom of this building, so we always felt very connected to prayer 5 times a day, because we see and hear the bells and everything. It's been a really wonderful place to live, truly. It's been full of love and blessings, and people here are just lovely people, you know. So anyway, I think I'm going to play Ad Glen Ganaway. infinite wisdom, sacred mystery, I bow to thee. Wisdom of the ages, the source of all creation, my true identity, I bow to thee. Yes, I bow to thee. Yes, I bow to thee. Oh, I love that prayer. Oh, thank you. Oh gosh, I love that prayer. Wow. And so not until this lesson for today did I think of that prayer in this way as being the names of God, which I can call upon as God's name and as my own. So think about that for a second, like wisdom of the ages. I can call upon that as my own name. God is wisdom of the ages. I am God, I am spirit. Expressing through this body, yet there's no, difference between me and God. So, so it is God expressing through this body, through this learning device. So wisdom of the ages is expressing through this learning device, if I allow it to. Source of all creation. Wow. Well, I see that I'm so profoundly in my own life. Well, look at the paintings, and my whole life has been about making art and music and performance, and that's a creative process. Like, I started this creative process, early in my life, like, 5th grade, 4th grade, somewhere around in there, painting and drawing and performing and writing songs. I remember the very first time I told my mom, Mom, I wrote a song. And I was like this little kid, I don't know, 5th grade or something, I don't remember, but young. And I go running into her, she was getting ready to go to some event or something, so she was putting on her makeup and all that stuff. And I came running in, and it was, Mom, I wrote a song, And it was something about ice skating. It was cold. That it never got that cold in Alabama when I was growing up, but for some reason, I don't know, that winter it was cold, And I wrote this song about ice skating. And she was literally unimpressed. No, it was okay, because it was just really silly, It was just me, like, beginning to, understand that I could do that. So I was growing up around musicians and artists, all my life. My dad was a radio and television broadcaster, and we lived in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, which is called the hit recording capital of the world. There was a big recording industry there, and still is. I grew up in the era when Aretha Franklin recorded there, and the Rolling Stones recorded there, and Bob Dylan recorded there, and Cher recorded there, and and Dad was real involved with the music industry. He knew Colonel Parker and Elvis and all that stuff, and so we had a lot of musical people in our house, like, all the time for parties, and they would play and da-da-da and da-da-da. So I grew up around all of this, and it just naturally, came into my life as a way of expression. It seems natural, to me. So I got off on that track because source of all creation. So what is that creates, through this learning device. It is the source of all creation, and that's something that really strikes me now, today, right here, right now, as a way that I've made it through all of the challenges in my life. There's always a creative solution or a creative way forward. Oh, yay, is Jacqueline in the room? Yeah, I can't see everybody. Yay, hi, Jacqueline. Just talking about creativity and the source of all creation, I was really loving that idea. Wisdom of the ages, the source of all creation, my true identity. Yes. Wow. The name of God is my true identity. God is my true identity. That which flows through me is my true identity. And I enjoy my bodily identities, like artist, like trans femme person, all of that. I like them, and they're useful here on the planet. But my true identity, I bow to thee. I just, I just feel that, flowing. My true identity, I bow to thee. Infinite wisdom, sacred mystery. So, my fellow mighty companions, I'm gonna replay the song that I premiered last week, and I had really, last week, just written it, and over the week it just kept, the source of all creation kept bringing it, back around and back around and back around, and I got it into a place where we recorded it yesterday, and I wanted to share the final version with you. Of course, there will be another final version when it's released, but here is how it wound up being recorded. And I just simply call it Trust. But of course it's based on the Course in Miracles lessons. I trust my brothers who are one with me. Trust my brothers that are one with me, because they're one with me eternally. I trust my sisters that are one with me in every situation. When I am driving down the interstate, I don't wanna hate that guy that tailgates. So I pull over and I let him pass. I'm not in a rush anyway. I'll never know why he's so speedy. Just maybe it's an emergency. But I know my thoughts of anger make me lose my peace, so I'd rather say, I trust my brothers that are one with me, because they're one with me eternally. I trust my sisters that are one every situation. Then I'm standing at the hardware store. I'm I'm waiting for some keys to my front door. I am overcome with grief from the passing of my beloved. I started crying when it's time to pay. The clerk said, "Are you okay?" It took my breath away. My life is not cooperating with me today. She said, "I feel the same way, and that's okay." And that just made my day. You never know what someone's going through. It could be you who's feeling really blue. And because I'm on this journey with you, it helps us both to say, I trust my brothers that are one with me, because they're one with me eternally. I trust my sisters that are one with me in every situation. I place the future in the hands of God. The hands of God. The hands of God. I place my future in the hands of God. In every situation. Oh, thank you, my friends. Oh, boy. That's really been going on. That's been the baseline of what's been happening here in this little Yolanda world. So, I was telling Ann earlier in the day, I was like, we were doing a freedom practice sangha, and we were writing down, things that were bothering us or whatever, and I was like, oh, these feelings of hopelessness, doom, fear of bodily harm, like all, but underneath, and this is what I told you, but underneath all of those fears, and now they seem really funny because I'm looking back on my notes and I'm going, oh, but underneath all of that was this song, I trust my brothers that are one with me. Interesting, isn't it? How that can be, but it really showed me, what the fears are. They're like, and underneath all of that was the truth. I trust my brothers who are one with me. And, yeah. I just had to work out a lot of crying and all that, but hey, that's what's happening in this body right now, so there we go. So let's see. I'm going to have a look at the lesson 183, and because I'm switching back and forth between different screens, if anybody has something they want to comment on, I really, invite you to do so. Just speak up. Again, I thank you for this journey that we're on together, and that you're here with me on this day, this particular day where I'm going to be leaving this apartment. So let me go to the A Course in Miracles workbook lesson number 183. I call upon God's name and on my own. God's name is holy, but no holier than yours. Thank you. God's name is holy, infinite wisdom, source of all creation, my true identity, wisdom of the ages. God's name is holy, but no holier than yours. To call upon his name is but to call upon your own. Yes, that is it. I'm calling upon the wisdom of the ages, the source of all creation, the sacred mystery which I relish in. I relish in joy and delight in living in this sacred mystery. And when I call upon that, that's my name. Yolanda Sacred Mystery Mapes. Mary Sacred Mystery Dugan. Oh God, that's so cute to say. I love it. A father gives his son his name and thus identifies the son with him. His brothers share his name and thus are they united in a bond to which they turn for their identity. Again, wow, Ad Glen Ganaway, my true identity. Wow. We, you and I, are united in a bond to which we can turn for our identity. We're united in this bond with the wisdom of the ages, which is our true identity. Your father's name reminds you who you are, even within a world that does not know, even though you have not remembered it. Wow, what a promise. Even though you have not remembered it, and you live in a world that does not know. Well, that's pretty guaranteed. I mean, that sounds really great. I'll take it. I'll live into that. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. I like that. Oh, wow. God's name cannot be heard without response, nor said without an echo in the mind that calls you to remember. Wow. Say his name, and you invite the angels to surround the ground on which you stand. Woo! Wisdom of the ages. Angels surrounding me. Yoo-hoo! Not only do they stand, they sing to you as they spread out their wings to keep you safe and shelter you from every worldly thought that would intrude upon your holiness. Wow, that is beautiful. I'm going to read that again. Say his name and you invite the angels to surround the ground on which you stand and sing to you as they spread out their wings to keep you safe and shelter you from every worldly thought that would intrude upon your holiness. Interesting. Every worldly thought that would intrude upon your holiness. It's not the action that intrudes upon my holiness. It's the thought that intrudes. That's something I hadn't read, or either I glossed over before. But boy, that makes a lot of sense to me today. That's why the angels, you guys, are surrounding me on the ground and singing with me as you spread out your wings to keep me safe, and I spread out my wings to keep you safe. That's what we do for each other. Wow. Shelter you from every worldly thought that would intrude upon your holiness. That line is reminding me of how we connect with each other in Sangha. How Anne's Freedom Practice Sangha earlier in the day just really was so helpful to me, because we're sheltering each other. We're helping each other see those worldly thoughts that intrude upon our holiness. Okay, paragraph 3. Repeat God's name and all the world responds by laying down illusions. Every dream the world holds dear has suddenly gone by, and where it seemed to stand, you find a star, a miracle of grace. Ha. Every dream the world holds dear has suddenly gone by. I know that's true in my life. You know, these dreams that I've been holding on to and think have protected me, and they've all been shattered, and I've had to let them go and just be open to what really actually is and what develops and unfolds, and I can't predict it or make it happen or anything like that. I just have to let it unfold. And guess what? Oh, can you sing a little These Dreams? Oh, These Dreams by heart. These dreams. That's all I know. I don't know. I love Heart, but I can't remember. I don't know that song very well. But yeah, I was thinking about the word dreams, and how most of my life I've thought of dreams as a positive word, and not that it's not, but there's this, what I'm awakening to is that these long-held dreams that I've had in my life, to fall in love, to be a musician, to be an artist, because I think those dreams are supposed to happen in a certain way, I've been disappointed by those dreams because they haven't happened in a certain way, according to me, how it's supposed to happen. You know what I mean? So, I find the love of my life, and then he dies. That shattered my dreams. So now what's next? I don't know. I don't know. But I will say, as I've been here in Brooklyn this week, arranging this, so interesting, isn't it? When I'm fretting and crying, oh, nobody's going to come help me, and blah, 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 and my water, and blah, blah, blah. So, I get texts, well, I'm coming up to your house today. Are you there? I'm going to do this and such and so. I'm going to put your deck back on the thing. And so the contractor that I called came. This has all happened while I'm here in Brooklyn. The contractor came and did the job that I asked him to, which I didn't even think he was going to do. And he came and did it. And then the ongoing process of getting water in the trailer is really moving forward. Oh, there's my husband beeping and saying, yes, never fear. I still keep his phone if you so it's kind of interesting. I just can't, as much as I want to control things and force things to happen and make things be my way, on my schedule, it just doesn't work that way. And when when Glenn was here in person, I could sort of put it off on him. I could feel defended by him, or like, you do that, honey, you do that. Like, I'll just sit here and chill out and be the creative one, But now I'm vulnerable to all of it. I'm open to everything. I'm vulnerable to it all. And it's unfolding in a wonderful, loving way. And people are showing up to me as so kind. So kind. That wonderful woman, that clerk at the hardware store, she was just so kind to me. It was just great to experience, Ozzy puts in it Was just wondering if you had water yet. Nope, not yet. We're getting there. We're a lot closer. A lot closer. We got the hole dug in the front yard so that now we know where the septic tank is. At least we know where it is. So the septic people are coming on the 30th. So maybe. All right, let's see. I was on, oh, this is cool. I like this paragraph. I was on paragraph 3. Every dream the world holds dear has suddenly gone by, and where it seemed to stand, you find a star, a miracle of grace. The sick arise, healed of their sickly thoughts. Now listen to that. The sick arise, healed of their sickly thoughts. I was just listening to Angelo DeLulo interviewing this woman who had a lifetime of suffering, bodily suffering, the illnesses in her body, and she still has those symptoms, but she said she was healed, that she was healed. And her thoughts were what were so devastating to her about the pain that was going on in her body. And she talked about how she just went headlong into those bodily pains, like did not deny them or complain about them, but just went right into them and felt every bit of it. And that's what I feel like I've been doing with my emotional pain. The sick arise, healed of their sickly thoughts. The blind can see. Yes, the blinders are coming off of me. The deaf can hear. Yes, I hear things that I haven't heard before. The sorrowful cast off their mourning, which is, yes, what I'm doing. I'm feeling it, but I'm casting it off. And the tears of pain are dried as happy laughter comes to bless the world. Wow. Happy laughter comes to bless the world. It does. Blesses my heart. And that's one thing I love about you, Ozzy, is your great laugh. It's so cute. Let's see. Repeat the name of God, and little names have lost their meaning. No temptation but becomes a nameless and unwanted thing before God's name. Repeat his name and see how easily you will forget the names of all the gods you valued. Ooh, what are the gods I have valued? Fame, musician, I'm going to be a famous musician, la la la, actor, whatever, la 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 la. Gods. Love, the sense of love. I'm not complete without someone else. Those are gods that I value. They have lost the name of God you gave them. They become anonymous and valueless to you. Although before you let the name of God replace their little names, you stood before them worshipfully, naming them as gods. True. I have done that. I have indeed. Wow. Repeat the name of God and call upon yourself, whose name is his. Repeat his name, and all the tiny, nameless things on earth slip into right perspective. Those who call upon the name of God cannot mistake the nameless for the name, capital N, nor sin for grace, nor bodies for the Holy Son of God. And should you join a brother as you sit with him in silence and repeat God's name along with him within your quiet mind, you have established there an altar which reaches to God himself and to his Son. Boy, does that speak to our practice as a group. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Like all the work we're doing, in the morning in meditation, and on Wednesdays with, the contemplations and freedom practice Sangha, and all of the movement towards us holding each other in these spaces and really connecting in the silence and in contemplation. That, wow, it is working. It is really working for me. It's really healing. Practice this today. Repeat God's name slowly, again and still again. Become oblivious to every name but his. Hear nothing else. Let all your thoughts become anchored on this. No other word we use except at the beginning when we say today's idea but once. And then God's name becomes our only thought, our only word, the only thing that occupies our minds, the only wish we have, the only sound with any meaning, and the only name of everything that we desire to see, of everything that we would call our own. Wow, okay. I feel like a song. Okay. Alright, so I just recorded this one yesterday too. Everywhere I go and everything I do, I rest in God. Everything I see and everything I feel, I rest in God. 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 Teach only love, for that is what you are, and rest in God. Teach only love, for that is what you are, just rest in God. 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 I am not a body, I am free, and I rest in God. I am as God created me, I rest in God. 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 Yay! That's my comfort song. My go-to comfort song. Oh, it's 5:56. Let's see. Oh, let me just read this last paragraph here. This is really, really fun. The last paragraph, paragraph 11, in lesson 183. I call upon God's name in my own. All little things are silent. Little sounds are soundless now. The little things of earth have disappeared. The universe consists of nothing but the Son of God who calls upon his Father, and his Father's voice gives answer in his Father's holy name. In this eternal, still relationship, in which communication far transcends all words, and yet exceeds in depth and height whatever words could possibly convey, is peace eternal. In our Father's name, we would experience this peace today, and in his name it shall be given us. Yeah. I think I'll stop right there. Remember to trust the voice that likes you. She will tell you that we are one, and she will tell you how to act like it. I love you guys. Thanks for being my brothers and sisters. Next time.